We're moving. We're moving. The fan forum is live. I think we
Yes, sir.
have a football game today.
Believe it or not, a football game, the Hall of Fame game 2025,
Wait,
Lions and Chargers.
hold on. So you're telling me that the football season is back?
Well, yes, technically. A little
Okay.
early, but yeah, this is the Hall of Fame game, July 31st. We still have the regular season starts, September 7th? So we still got a couple, well, not even a couple months, like 5 weeks until football again? So,
Yeah. Yeah, we get.
good
I
God.
mean, I was looking actually up at the Hall of Fame game and how you get
Yeah.
selected, right? Because we've never, that I can remember, played in a Hall of Fame game.
No.
It says that you have to basically be an up and coming team that has Super Bowl odds, that has like
Yeah.
high markets. So normally I could give two shits about preseason, but the fact that we got picked for the Hall of Fame game, the typical Cowboys versus the Cowboys, I think it's kind of cool, even though it's just preseason.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'll take every little bit of football I can get. Every time the Lions get like some accolades or some recognition from the league, I think that's always a good thing. I guess this is the first time the Lions have done it since '91, and I think that was the last year they won the division. And then this is the first time the Chargers have done it since '94 when they were in San Diego. I don't remember who was on the team back then. I'm not much of a Chargers expert, but yeah. So this is about 30 years in the making. But yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be exciting. We're going to see some interesting stuff. They're going to be starting Trey Lance for LA, and he was he a 2022 third? He was a third overall pick. I can't remember if that was 22 or 23, but this is his third landing spot in the league in the last couple of years. And he's kind of reclamation project, seeing like if he can offer anything to the Chargers going forward. So, but yeah, obviously, they're not going to be playing the starters, but also on the Lions side, it's going to be Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen. Hendon Hooker is an interesting case. I definitely want to see what this guy can do. He's a guy, he's a Lions backup, number one backup since Teddy Bridgewater left. So I definitely want to see this guy get some more game action, see how he can kind of see how he delivers, see like what this offensive line is going to do, see what the running game is going to be like, just kind of see how he fits into the game. It's obviously preseason. It doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot, but at least if nothing else, we'll get to look at some of how these rookies are performing. I know who was his name, Amarian Hampton on the Chargers, their running back. We'll see how he looks. I'm interested to see how he looks. Surprised he's playing in this game, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we got cooked up here. I think I said "we'll see" about 40 times during that little spiel. But
It's okay. I'm like so sucked in by the fact that your glasses match your hat.
oh yeah,
Matches your microphone too, by the way. I like
Yeah,
that.
it looks good. I like to look very aesthetically pleasing if I can. But excited about the game though. Excited about the game. First time we've had football since February. So
Well, you said something about Hendon Hooker, and this is like a kind of an
yeah,
inside joke
this
between
is a big
Hitch
deal
and
for
I.
me. I'm very excited.
Well, this is a big deal for me too because
Yeah.
Hitch and I, when Hendon Hooker was drafted, there was some dialogue between the old Podfather and myself, kind of like,
Yeah.
he's like he got real flustered about it, and yeah, I really sold this pick, right? I thought this was going to be Brad Holmes' little genius move where Hendon Hooker, Tom, coming out of college before he tore his ACL, was supposed to
Yeah.
be the unanimous number one pick. So you get to a point where there's a reason he was about to be the number one pick. What he did in college, the film tape, he looked good. It wasn't like one of those quarterbacks where you go, okay, as soon as he gets in the league, they're going to snap this dude in half. So the last couple seasons, I'd say the backup quarterback battles have been. I don't want to say the focal point was just on Goff, but the focal point was like, okay, can Goff do this? So that's
Yeah.
where I see as Lions fans are at. We weren't really paying attention to the position battles behind it. I think
No.
everyone was so focused on Hard Knocks, where these where these guys are going to fall out, and let's watch Brad's draft picks. But now we're in a unique position where we can sit back and watch a guy like Hooker and say, okay, this is what those other teams must have felt like when they know they were comfortable with their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we can do that, right?
Yeah, it's the thing with it's so rare, and I remember the Stafford days, obviously, and despite all the flaws in Stafford's game, and look, I cut him slack, and I give him all his daps, all his respect, but having a franchise quarterback, having a good franchise quarterback, a guy that can get you 3,500 to 4,000 yards, has maybe like 30% more touchdowns than interceptions, a guy who can drive the ball down the field, a guy who plays well. That's it's a luxury.
Yeah.
And not every single team has that. And Matt Stafford, having a guy like Stafford here, despite his flaws, it was a luxury. And losing a guy like Stafford, and back then in 2021, getting Jared Goff, you don't know what you're getting in Jared Goff. I know me and Hitch discussed this a little bit. He was convinced that the Lions wanted Goff and thought that Goff would fit great in their scheme. He wasn't just a throw-in. That was a big thing. That Hitch really drove that point into the ground. But yeah, it's just going from a franchise quarterback to kind of a question mark, and then that guy Jared Goff performing as well as he has over the last couple of years. I know some people think he's Jared Goof. He's had a couple goofy performances here and there. That 1-5 interception game against the Texans, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, his Lions resume is outstanding, and you just gotta realize how blessed you are. And the same thing with the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert, he's a guy I wanted in Detroit. He's a franchise guy. He's a guy that's exciting. We got some new. He's got he's got some talent around him now. I'm like I said, Marion Hampton. I'm excited to see what he can do. But we'll see. As far as quarterbacks go, it's just a question. I mean, is there going to be? I mean, is Hooker going to play well enough? I mean, is he going to show out to the point where maybe there's a little bit of controversy? A lot of Lions fans, and God bless my Lions fans, but some of these guys are low IQ. They're just talking about how they already want to move on from Goff and all this stuff. That's been the talk for the last. You see, like certain people in the fandom acting like total dicks about this.
Tom, we just had somebody on one of the videos that I posted rip into Goff. And
I saw that.
It was a novel, and I really had a hard time, and I mentioned this quickly in the last episode, but I really had a hard time figuring out his point. Like, it was just, he was going all around and snaking back and forth, and the only thing I could ask him is, are you a Rams fan? Because I just couldn't figure out, like, was he mad that Goff is doing in Detroit what they couldn't get him to do in LA?
Yeah.
Or are you a disgruntled Lions fan who still is upset we traded Stafford? And you're mad we went 15-2? I don't
understand it. I don't get it.
And to your point, where do we get this Goff hate from?
I'm not sure. I think that he's just a guy. There's a lot of Stafford hangers on. I don't get why. I don't know what else Jared Goff has to do to prove himself. Okay, maybe have a better performance in the playoffs, but I mean, like there's maybe I'm that Washington Washington Generals at the Harlem Globetrotters. No, the Washington Commanders game. He didn't look that great. I mean, but
he didn't.
He did not. But it just. That's where it matters in the playoffs. But it's just like, if you're not willing, if you see what Jared Goff puts out on the field, the kind of production he puts out, and you're still not convinced this guy is the man for the job, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what it is. But Lions fans have been like this for a long time. They've always had these goofy ideas. They're Stafford dead enders. There were guys that hated Stafford. There were guys that loved Stafford. Yep. This whole thing, this is nothing new. Every time they're talking about Barry and Calvin and all this shit, and how overrated, underrated. This has just been the thing, just like Lions fans just fight amongst themselves for a while. And it's kind of embarrassing to see, just, understanding the steps this team has taken. But I don't know where it comes from. I think people are too willing to get into bullshit with one another and too willing to start drama. I think that's just, people just got to chill out and just relax. I don't know what else they want, really.
Well, and what I've realized too over the years is, the comment, right, that guy left about Goff. I would have probably spent the bulk of my afternoon dissecting it, if this was 10 years ago, dissecting
Yeah.
it and trying to convince him otherwise. But what I've figured out is, like, I'm done convincing anybody. I don't need to convince anybody, right? Like, if you don't like the guy, great, right? Give me your tickets. Give me
Fuck
your
it.
jersey.
Yeah.
Give me all your Lions stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like that. But I know what you mean, right? People just want to be assholes. People just want to start shit, right? People, that's why I think back and I think to myself, okay, back in your 20s, what else could you have done without spending your time on the internet arguing about celebrities and sports people? Right?
Exactly.
Because it's a total waste of time. At the end of the day, right, these guys, I feel so bad. And it's just like, listen, the guy's playing the game. He's a pro. He's making tons of money. He's got a happy life. Let's just not get too caught up in this. It's just a game. I mean, I know I'm wearing the jersey. We do a podcast and we have things, but it's just a game, So I get where these people are coming from because they don't want to be hurt. And the Lions, they haven't won anything since the 50s. The Tigers
they haven't.
won. The Pistons have won. The Red Wings have won. And I really think it's from an older fan base that, when they were our age, lived through the 90s, and they got teased with the Barry team, right? The Wayne Fonts, the Bobby Ross. They got teased with a little bit of success, and they're going, I'm not biting for this again. I bit for it twice now, and I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, some people are not good. Some people, like Lions fans, I'm happy with the progress they've made, and I understand. Maybe they'll have some peaks and valleys, but it's mostly been valleys with the Lions.
Yeah,
I'm happy with the progress the team has made, but there's going to be some guys they're just not going to watch until the Lions win a Super Bowl, and I understand where that mindset comes from. Not that I necessarily agree with it, because I just love watching football, win or lose. But some guys just they're never going to be happy with the amount of achievement they made, and it just like I was talking with Hitch about this, just like. All the Fairweather fans, I love the Fairweather fans. Come on board. I shouldn't say I was a Fairweather fan because I watched some of the worst goddamn football of my life for the last 30 years, but I was so many Sundays wasted. But, at the same time, it's just like I want to invite, skeptics and Fairweather fans in, and I want to tell them that everyone's welcome here. I was talking about this with Hitch, but also with these other fans, with the Lions free people, with the people that are just so pedantic, and they're so uptight about this shit. They're so anal retentive about this freaking team. Like whatever standards the Lions reach, they'll never be happy. But it's just like, you gotta. I'm comfortable telling some people to fuck off. I want to bring some people in and tell some people to fuck off because I feel like,
to an extent,
to an extent, with respect and everything, of course.
Yeah, it's to an extent, man. It's like you get. Well, we got some comments in here.
Do we?
Well, you know what? I can't see it again, but now I can see on. I can see on our feed.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the do and the doctor on here, guys. It's doing that again, where I can't see it on the inside chat, but I can see it on here. So
can you see it on YouTube?
I can see it on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is still okay. So hold on. Before we get too crazy, because these guys are our number one fans, right? Hold on. Let me mute this real quick. We got, so Jer Bear.
Yes.
He's on. He says good evening.
How you doing, buddy?
We got the doctor and the do both in.
Okay, good.
So just so you know, Tom, these are some familiar faces that tend to join our lives chat.
I've seen them before, yes.
And
Jerry and the Do.
Well, you've got Jerry, then you've got the Do, who is like our avid Bears fan. I've deemed him the number one Bears fan that lives in Michigan. And
of course.
The doctor is a Bucks fan who absolutely pisses Hitch off because Hitch can't understand why he's not a Lions fan. And I won't tell Hitch the story. And Hitch just gets so agitated when you are not a diehard hometown fan. So, the dude says, oh, we got a spammer too. Hey, that's cool. I think I'll take that with, fuck you, I'm kicking him out.
A
Thank
spammer.
you.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, we got a spammer. I mean, I'll
Was he
take
saying
that.
mean things?
No, it was just
Just
watch
bullshit?
NFL full seasons live at
Oh, it's a
NFLHighD.com.
bot. It's a bot or something.
We've been botted. You know who
Oh,
that
God.
probably is? Hitch
Who's
sold us
that?
out to the Clintons. This has got to
Oh,
be
yeah.
Russiagate 2.0.
This is Russiagate. They're on to us. Look out for James Comey and that other guy.
His
I don't
daughter,
remember.
the prosecutor.
Yeah, the prosecutor, all these people. I'm so politically retarded. I have no idea. I don't know
Well,
what the hell's going on.
The way I look at it, Tom, is it's wrestling, and if you look
Yeah.
at it like anything
It's
other
kayfabe.
than wrestling, then you're you're gonna have a rough day, right? 'Cause-
Too bad more of them can't die of heart failure at 60.
Well, that's where you bring in the Illuminati, right? So,
Oh boy.
see,
Oh boy.
oh my God. So my son Jason has a e-bike,
Yes.
and it looks like a dirt bike, and I just spray painted it all black and tricked it out for him, and he rode it up to Pat O'Brien's to get dessert
Oh, nice.
to go see his sister at work.
Pat O'Brien's. That takes me back, man.
Yeah, my stepdaughter works there. She's a waitress.
Oh, very
It's
cool.
still a dump.
Yeah. It has its charm. I'm more of a Sabby's guy, so you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I was always more of a Savvy's guy too. We get
Yeah.
our burgers there. We
Oh,
tend
yeah.
to enjoy it. It's not as I don't know. You
Yeah.
have your weirdos, but they tend to keep to themselves.
Yeah, you get some boomers and some weird guys up there, but I remember me and my buddy Matt, I haven't talked to him in a while, but we would go there every day for like 7 years in a row. Every Saturday we would be in there watching, sports or whatever. We would get 3 buckets. Each bucket had 6 Budweisers in it. We would each have 9 beers, and then we would stagger back home, just drunk as fuck.
That sounds
This
like
was-
Tuesday night on the fan forum.
Yeah, that was we were drinking like Hitch back then, man. But I mean, geez, I all the alcohol I put in my body. When you're 9 beers deep, man, I'm the happiest drunk. Me and Matt were happy drunks. I mean, like, some people just, you got to keep the whiskey and the alcohol
Yeah.
away from them because they're like hostile. They just want to fight you. I'm the happiest drunk ever. I'm hugging people. I'm telling jokes that aren't funny because I'm slurring my words. I've tried like streaming and making content when I was drunk before. I did this one. I got like some mean comments on one of my videos on YouTube, and like I was just like, I was drinking that night and I was reading these comments. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video, and I'm just like, you motherfuckers, don't, and it just
Does that video
was-
still exist, or did you take it down?
no. It was a class 5 crash out. All these people, all these guys that I knew. I mean, like my subscribers, guys I talked to, they're just like, dude, you're crashing out hardcore. You got to delete this shit. And I'm just like, okay. Because I looked at the next morning, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm lucky it didn't get that many views. Thank God. 'Cause, I mean, some of my videos can get up there, but this one only had a few views. So I'm just like, okay, let's just erase that. And it's still on my hard drive somewhere. I don't know if I've deleted it, but I just like, maybe I'll post that one day just for shits and giggles. I have a bunch of unreleased stuff I've made on YouTube or for YouTube over the years. Some of it got flagged, some of it didn't meet my high standards, but I'd like to maybe post some of the shit on Facebook so you guys can have a really good insight into my my psychosis and my personality disorders.
Well, that's a good point, and that's a good way to pivot because speaking of content, right? You have been incredible at sending me 5, 6, 7, 8 videos now for so anyways, folks out there, I asked Hermdo, I said, hey, you know a lot about the Red Wings, right? And that's one avenue that I don't really know currently a lot about. So
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, be the guru, put a bunch of videos together of just your opinion on any topics, and you put out the preseason, the free agency, the predictions, the Atlantic Division. So I want everybody to go out there and watch them. As
Yes.
you guys start to get used to this channel not being just the one podcast each week, we're putting out like 1 to 5, 6 minute, just little teaser, little clips, little opinions. I've watched them obviously all. They're awesome. They're getting some great traction, great comments. So we just need people to
Good.
share them now.
Yeah.
and get everybody's psyche that we're going to talk about. That you're going to be talking mainly about the Red Wings, and I'm assuming you and Hitch can go on some tirades during the season when they start playing hockey.
Yeah,
because he's a big Red Wings fan too, and I don't know enough to communicate and connect with him on that. Like him and I can lump through baseball pretty good together.
Yeah.
He's like that with basketball. I a little bit more into basketball, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for all these other videos, and I'm hoping Hitch too. I told him, dude, same thing you did, man. If you're in the garage forging one night and you want to put your opinion on tape, put it out there, and I'll throw it out on the fan forum.
Yeah, yeah. This is what I used to do. Like, I think I mentioned before, but I used to do sports content exclusively way back in the day. I mean, when I say way back in the day, I mean like 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, like during the pandemic, I was making sports content, and I think I a little overdid it. I kind of burnt out on it, and then you kind of realize, like, you don't realize how oversaturated like sports content is on YouTube. Everybody and their uncle has a sports channel, and it's just like
that.
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say like, hey, that means you shouldn't try, of course. But I think we got something good here, definitely. But it's a very competitive thing. You got to have the good takes. You gotta be able to roll with it a little bit. Mixing some humor. You got to have the knowledge. You got to learn about this stuff. It's a dynamic thing. It's always changing. There's always something going on with sports. And it's where people go. Just I have Kevin, a couple guys just bullshit about sports. I mean, that's. I mean, like, you used to have to like turn on your radio to the AM station and just like hope that they would be. I mean, some of the sports broadcasting, it just was kind of back in the day. But now there's so many different options. There's a lot of great content out there too. So.
And with all the content, right, everybody's attention span shrunk too. So
yes.
It's getting in everybody's head that yeah, we're talking about sports, but this is supposed to be, and to wheel it back, I know Hitch brought this up, but I always think back to Cheers,
yes.
the show, the bar, which is not overrated, by the way. It's a very great show. But if you look at it like that, it's like where everybody knows your name. And yeah, you come in there to grab a beer, but it also unravels you into so many other things. Yeah, we're here, we're talking about the Lions, but as you've seen and heard, we go off on these God knows where conversations that seem to be really funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, to your point, a lot of these channels I've watched, it's 25 minutes of them just reading articles. Which is fine. I can do that, right? I can read articles and put them out there, but I really think the fact that we're in a weird niche market, but we're also carving out an even more niche with other stuff we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, well, you have to be, you got to find a way to be compelling, and you have to find a way to just kind of set yourself apart from it a little bit. Yeah. There's a lot of guys, there's some dudes that have these goofy gimmicks, there's guys, maybe I'm a little gimmicky with my like red lights in the background or whatever, but there's something for everybody. You got to try to be unique, and like you got to try to be, knowledgeable, and you have to have a good presence on there. Just like sometimes, I've been making YouTube videos for over 5 years now, and I'm still like nervous sometimes. I'm still like stuttering, muttering, and stuff like that, but. Just like when it comes to like the sports content and stuff, usually I go off the cuff. Like you watch my videos. If you're familiar with my channel Hermdo at all, then chances are I don't do any preparation for my videos. I'm just like slapping shit together. I'm just going off the cuff. But when it comes to like actually like sports stuff, this kind of content, just like. I'm able to like kind of write a script, do some research, slap some stuff together, just kind of do it over and over again, do some editing, and put out a pretty decent product. And it's more fun than other kind of stuff. Every other kind of topic I cover is kind of it's different. It takes a little bit out of you either way, but with the sports for me, it's something I'm passionate about, and I get to help you guys grow. Hopefully my content doesn't, or my content does, get some views, but
it's gotten views, and we've already gotten 10 subscribers since you've additional since last week.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we hit a real stale point. I mean, with our viewers, we were getting 200, 300, views. But I won't blame people. The first, I don't know, 10 episodes Hitch and I put out, our video was, very low grade.
Yeah.
Our lighting was terrible. Our audio was rough.
Yep.
We were just figuring it out. And I know we spent a lot of our first time views and our first time spins with that. So that's why I want people to like come back and check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure during the beginning of the season, like I put out an episode last week or 2 weeks ago. I think I got like 300 views.
Yeah.
This week it's a little lower, but again, it's the lull in sports. And I have
Yeah.
a feeling once the Lions kick off and we start doing these lives before the game, again, repetition,
Yeah.
right? People are going to join.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You got to stay on top. You got to be, you got to cover the new stuff. And I see guys just like, I mean, we could do something like, I know like we primarily focus on football or whatever, but it's just like we could do something where like we could recap Tigers games, or we could recap other kinds of games. We could do like betting odds and predictions. There's a lot of different options out there. There's a lot of different kind of things, we could slap together.
The betting stuff, Tom, that's
Yeah.
actually a really good point, because I've had a couple friends of mine say essentially, hey, you guys need to start talking about the betting and
Yeah.
gambling. I'm not a big gambler. I don't really know or claim to know everything about gambling, but Bone, when he was on here, did
Yeah.
a great job. He's really knowledgeable, and I know Hitch knows enough to be dangerous, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you know anything more about that, please bring that to the table. We would love
I
that.
am by no means an expert on that kind of stuff. I do look up the stats and the odds sometimes before, in case I want to like, put in a bet on DraftKings or something, bet like 50 cents on a over under or a parlay or whatever. But I'm not really. I think you're probably better off going with like Bone or Hitch right now. But yeah. But speaking of like the game and whatnot, this upcoming game, of course, the game is going to start in about 33 minutes. What are you looking forward to? What are you, Mark Vanderbrook? What are you looking forward to in this Hall of Fame game?
So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a noticeably difference between our QB2 and our QB3. I want to know in this game right now that we as a team already have our depth chart set. And this is just them walking them through the season, right? The preseason. That's what I want to see. I also want to see on the defensive side, I want to see those linebackers. I want to see our linebacking core stand out. I want to see that group put something on tape to where all the sports writers are writing about our linebacking core and the vast improvement. Another thing that I'm looking for is special teams. There was a gentleman that came over here from the Indianapolis Colts. He's a linebacker, and I did a little blurb on him, and his name is escaping me right now. He's got some wild hair, but I'm looking for some special team standouts. I think that's been the beautiful part of this Lions journey, is that on all facets of the ball, we've had these standouts, right? Khalif Raymond has done a fantastic job when he's healthy on special teams. Craig Reynolds has done a great job on special teams. I think that, and again, this is Hitch's forte, so I don't want to get totally into it, but we're going to really, I think, see a real complete special teams unit this year. I think we just brought so many guys in to compete, and not compete for a certain position, but to compete for a just a spot on the team. Do you know what I mean? They're not here to say I'm coming in here to be the starting this. It's like I'm coming in here to earn a spot on this team because I know this team is going to win and I want to be a part of it. And that's kind of what I want to see transition on the paper right now. Because, dude, we already know what we've got in in Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Yeah.
Amo, Gibbs, Montgomery. Sounds like Graham Glasgow is winning the starting center job, which is great.
Yes.
Takes the pressure off the rookie. So
Yes.
yeah, let's play mistake-free football, right? We don't have to get crazy, but let's also show that we've taken that next step with the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting more into like the linebackers and whatnot. I'm hoping to see. I don't know if Anzalone and Jack Campbell are going to be playing this game, but these are guys that are definitely going to be looking. They'll be the linebackers of the future. Jack Campbell signed through 2027.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anzalone just got his deal.
I really like what I'm seeing from him. Sorry. Hello?
What's up, Hermdale? I catch you. You were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. My shitty internet.
No, it's okay. You still have Netscape, or what is that, NetZero, with that free CD disc?
Yes. I've had it since 2004.
You just keep spinning that free 60-day, 90-day trial?
Yes, my computer is from 1998, and
Is it a compact with JBL speakers?
Yeah, it's a Hewlett Packard. It came in a box with spots on it.
Well, hey, do me a favor. Hold it down real quick because I have to grab a glass of water. I'm a bit parched, and now that we're live,
okay.
I have no way of stopping this. But
alrighty,
I will not expose myself, nor will I move my camera.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, while Mark goes off and does that, let's talk a little bit about some of these new additions. I was kind of getting into it, but Grant Stewart signed to a 1-year contract, known as Special Teams Ace. The Lions, he's very tenacious. He's a guy the Lions definitely like. He's going to be rotational depth for the linebackers. Zach Cunningham signed this past May. High tackle production, adds some depth experience there. Trevor Nowaski, exclusive free right. He had his rights, exclusive rights free agent. He was we saw him a bit in 2024. He's pretty good with defensive snaps and with the special teams. And there's a few other guys, Ezekiel Turner, Anthony Pittman, looking to be contributors as well. But yes, Mark. So I was just going through some of the linebacking core, some of the depth players and whatnot, and just kind of getting into that. But I think taking a look at this game in and of itself, I want to talk about the Chargers a little bit and what they've been able to do since Jim Harbaugh took over. Now, they were 5-12 the year before under their old head coach. They bring in Jim Harbaugh. It was a controversial hiring at the time because he was going through the controversies at Michigan. He comes into L.A. They go 11-6, play second in the AFC West. They earn a wild card spot. They wind up losing a pretty bad loss, a 20-point loss to the Houston Texans. But there's still a lot to pick up on here, and there's a lot of growth in this team. What are your thoughts on that?
Jim Harbaugh, wherever he goes, he wins. It's what he does. The only reason he leaves is because he clashes with ownership, because he's the last guy that is going to placate into your ego. He'll let you play into his ego when you need him, which is great. But he wears and tears on you because of how relentless he is, which I love. I think he's perfect for the NFL. I really do. I think he has the pedigree to turn any franchise around just by his passion, because he doesn't change of what he's about. I think he's a fantastic coach. He's perfect for Justin Herbert, who you brought up and I thought would have been a great Lion. I really like the Chargers. I've always liked them. I think it's nice that Antonio Gates is retiring tonight.
That was a no-brainer. But
and a big fan, a big fan of his too. So with this being rigged, they'll probably win because he's being nominated. But I like the Chargers, man. Honestly, I think this is a team that is They draft well. They're the only thing that I don't like. I hate how many teams the West Coast has. I really do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It infuriates me, but I'll tell you what, if it was Madden 2006, that would be the team that I'd be doing a franchise.
Oh yeah,
with.
LaDainian Tomlinson,
Say no
Phil
more.
Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
I mean, come on.
Antonio Gates.
Yes, I mean it's ridiculous.
I can still probably tell you, if I close my eyes, I can see like the D tackles lining up and the line. Like, I can just see that game. And
Yeah.
Burke and I, when we were up at Central together, we would always do a franchise mode of teams, and it was either the Chargers for LaDainian Tomlinson, and then Clinton Portis with the Redskins.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. But, circling back around to Harbaugh, the guy does burn out quick. He was at Stanford. Yeah, he was at Stanford for a few years, had Andrew Luck under center. We all know what happened there. He turned that program around. I think they were a 1-win team, then they became a 4-win team, and then it just kept stacking up. And then he burned some bridges, leaves for San Francisco. San Francisco was dog shit before he got there. In 2011, they go 13-3 under Harbaugh's leadership. I remember watching that game. That was the season the Lions started 5-0, and that was the game. They lost to the 49ers that year, but that was the game that Jim Harbaugh slapped Jim Schwartz on the back, and Jim Schwartz almost fought him. I don't know if that's like a piece of Lions lore that's near and dear to you. But
it's not. I forgot about it. But I actually, while you're bringing up Jim Harbaugh, and it's funny, he's on TV right now for NFL. Do you know who the coach was that took over for him after he left Stanford?
I do not.
His name is David Shaw. I want you to Google David Shaw right now.
Shaw.
And I want you to see where David Shaw is currently a coach.
David Shaw. Well-known figure with multiple careers, most notably as a football coach and a musician. He is currently the passing game coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Oh, interesting.
You got me thinking, Hermdall. Something Hitch and I overlooked and we never really talked about were the coaching additions, and he was one of them. So you're taking the passing game coordinator that essentially ran the offense with Andrew Luck, took over the Stanford program, and he fizzled out a little bit in the college game, but he was supposed to be the next up and coming, take over the Harbaugh rodeo that he left in Stanford and continue to build the program, right? Like kind of what they're asking Sherrone Moore to do right now in Michigan. But kind of curious to see, let's not look at Ben Johnson leaving and not forget who showed up. There were a lot of coaching changes that were made that were not flashy, but were kind of like, oh, fuck, they're bringing in the boys again, right? Because Johnny Morton, who's running the offense, who's just flashed up on NFL.com right now, dude, he's like a Dan Campbell 2.0.
Yeah.
Right? He's a descendant of John Gruden. He's already been an offensive coordinator for our team prior to Ben Johnson taking over. So it's seamless, and it seems like that's something that Lions fans have overlooked this year.
Yeah, he was a senior offensive assistant under Dan Campbell in 2022. He has extensive experience. That's what I like to see from these kind of guy. He was out with the Broncos, he came with the Broncos, and then he changed. He was in the Lions system. Is basically what I'm trying to say here. My stutter and mutter, you have to forgive me, but he's an internal hire. He knows the team well. He knows Goff well. He knows the system very well, and I'm not very worried. I mean, you lose a guy like Ben Johnson, and you get a little nervous, but I think this guy's got the goods. This Morton fella, I think he could really do something special. So let's see how he works, how he gels with this offense with Jared Goff, and see what they can produce this season.
Dude, I'm staring at Brad Holmes right now on TV, and I just want to say let me explain something to you. This is why I call this guy a Bears fan. This is the hot take that the dude has right now.
Yeah.
Lions won't win a Super Bowl as long as Brad Holmes is the general manager. I'm staring at Brad right now, and Brad just gave me this weird look through the TV. Like, are you kidding me? I'm the only reason you're wearing that jersey and have this podcast right now.
What? What? Is he drunk? Is he like smoking weed or something? I don't. Where do people get these takes, man?
I'm telling
listen
you.
to this stuff. I listen to like Valenti sometimes, and they got some real geniuses calling in there. But this is, I guess, when you start talking sports and you start doing like sports talk as like a hobby or a living or whatever. I mean, you're bound to get some hot takes. I don't know what this guy's issue with Brad Holmes is. I don't know, like what do you have to do to see a guy who comes in here and in 3 years takes the perennial dog shit loser douchebag Lions for the last 60 years
That's
and
what they
actually
went
makes
by.
them Super Bowl contenders and has some of those brilliant draft picks and as the team on the most solid footing they've ever been on, and you think that he's not the guy for the job? I mean, he's a Bears fan, so I understand that. People in Chicago, there's a lot of smog down there. Their brains probably melt a little bit, but I mean, still, what are you going to do?
Well, that's why I call him a
crazy.
Bears fan, because if you're a Vikings fan, and I got into it with a lot of Vikings fans last season, they're very respectful hey, okay, yeah, you got a team, right? We're going to talk some shit, but Packers fans, I unfortunately have a lot of friends too that are Packers fans.
Yeah.
But same thing, they'll give you credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Every Bears fan I know, it doesn't matter what happens, they're going to shit on the Lions.
Yeah. I think it's probably, I mean, I hope it didn't come off as too mean. I try to be chill when it comes to this sports stuff. I can't get too worked up over it, but it's just like, maybe it was just trolling, maybe it's just bait. You do that you do that sometimes. I've gotten into arguments and I've said some stuff that was absolute bullshit just to provoke a reaction, and hey, it works every once in a while, but still, I mean, there's a lot of dummies out there. There's a lot of real morons out there. But what were we? Yeah, we were talking about the coaching changes and whatnot, and some of the hot takes. But I remember, just as a quick aside, my buddy AJ. I don't think he's watching this, but he was my boss when I was in Grand Rapids, the one job I had. And I've known AJ for about 3 years. I've known him for a long time. He's a good buddy of mine, and he was a diehard Ravens fan. And this guy, Lamar Jackson, could not do anything wrong in this guy's eyes. But I remember a couple seasons ago when the Ravens, when they beat the living shit out of us, they scored like 7 touchdowns on us that one game. It was like one of those inexplicable games. But I remember I thought AJ was going to be talking all this shit, but he was just like, well, that just kind of happens, it's just one of those things. And, I mean, you guys still got a good team, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And I'm just like, and he was right. The Lions still recovered and went on to have a good season, but he was being respectful about it. So I got one Baltimore Ravens fan at least that I like. So
that's why I call everybody, default everybody, like a Bears fan or a Buckeyes fan. And I also think the dude is a Buckeyes fan because, it's just like, it's too harsh, bro. It's too harsh. Oh God, we're gonna have some fun with the Buckeyes fans. We should start covering some college stuff too. That'd be fun. But we're going to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And let me tell you right now. Oh, we got to go back to these comments. Let me see. He says, okay, he did the one thing him and Dan Campbell both said they couldn't do. They fell in love with their players.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard not to fall in love with your players when you get the guys you love. I mean, they're falling in love with them because they've spent, like they said, Hermdo with Tyleek Williams, they were watching him the year before, right?
Yeah.
They thought he may be coming out, so they watched him all season. That just goes to show you the guy comes from a scouting background, and that's all he knows to do is scout.
Yeah.
So when he finds guys he loves, he gets super excited, like he gets excited about Isaac Tesla because Tesla is going to be another Baruch.
Yeah. It's I'm really excited to see what Isaac Tesla can do. He's kind of a guy that a lot of people said he was a reach. Brad Holmes doesn't know what he's doing, man. But everything I've seen and heard about the guy is really impressing me. Really impressing me. I think the guy could turn into a very special player for the Lions. Definitely.
Oh, Hitch and I did a little recap of him at training camp too, and the way he catches the ball, how he catches the ball, how aggressive he is, how strong he is, how fast he is, and he's just another one of those dogs that wants to work hard and play hard, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's just not one of those goofball locker room guys that came here, got his contract, and now he's chilling, and now he's mad that he's in Detroit, like,
Yeah.
playing his little tiny violin.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was such a that was a theme of the Lions for so long. Guys would come here. Remember Snacks Harrison? He didn't want to be here. He put up some good performances for us, but that ended badly. I mean, the whole thing, and we had Patricia chasing some guys out. I think he chased out Darius Slade, didn't he? But it's just like one of those things. Like, and then there's some guys. I think C.J. Gardner Johnson talked some shit when he left, but it's just one of those things. I mean, there's
C.J.
still
Gardner Johnson.
Yuck, blah, what a mess he was. But just a lot of guys. But you get guys. I mean, the thing is with the cultural changes, and I know me and Hitch have talked about the cultural changes with the Lions until we were blue in the face. But guys actually do want to come here now, like legitimately. And for a time, it seemed. I mean, like some guys. I mean, like there is a challenge. I mean, you want to be the one that comes into a shitty situation and fixes it. There's guys like that. There's guys that want to come into a bad situation and be part of the rebuild and be a part of what makes that team great. And there are some guys that are just in it for a paycheck. You're just like, give me my rookie numbers. I'll perform well enough. I'm going to be late to the team meetings. I'm going to fuck around. I'm going to drive drunk. I'm going to be a total asshole. And then I'm going to leave you for a bigger contract somewhere else. But the Lions definitely seem to be investing more in the former, and other teams struggle with the latter. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Tesla guy and some of the other additions we've had, I trust Brad Holmes implicitly, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Well, the game's actually starting in 14 minutes. It's crazy to think that we're sitting here looking at a brand new offensive coordinator, a brand new defensive coordinator, a brand new run game coordinator.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling more confident than I felt last season.
I don't know. I dig what you're saying. I feel good. I still have some question marks. I want to see what the linebackers do. I want to see I brought up the offensive line, some of the people we've lost on the offensive line, the coordinators and whatnot. I feel good about this team. I don't know. I'm not, but I mean, last year everybody was so confident. I think, I don't know, like on the scale of how confident I am. I'd say I'm pretty damn confident, but I'm still like, there's still a little bit of doubt in me thinking, I'm not going to say, I'm not that they're going to underperform this year, but I'm not. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting 15 wins, but they might be closer to 10. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I got a little John soundbar now, so I just had to use it.
Oh, we definitely do that. We're bringing back 2004, baby. We're bringing it back.
Hold on, you want me to really bring it back?
Oh, baby. Whoa. Was that Joey Lawrence? Jesus Christ. Where'd you dig that up?
Oh,
they gotta
man.
Carbon date that shit.
Tom, buddy, I've been waiting to use these sound bites. And I have so many that pertain to Hitch that I'm not going to use them all right now.
Yeah.
And I downloaded a lot. But yeah, I have. I need to get some that pertain to you, and I need to figure out what that looks like and what that sounds like. So you got to let me know what. I mean, I know you and I know your humor, but like, what is your main source of comedy? Like, where does that stem from? Where does your humor come from?
I watch. You know what? I was just thinking about this. We'll get back to talk about football in a minute, but just so I can fluff my ego a little bit.
Of course.
But the thing is, I used to watch. I mean, obviously, I'm a millennial, and as you know, a lot of millennials are sad and lonely and in our 40s. And the only thing that makes us happy is the fact that we watched cartoons in the 90s, namely The Simpsons. A lot of my comedy, a lot of my sense of humor comes from The Simpsons And, as we all know, Conan O'Brien was a writer for The Simpsons back in the early 90s. And I had so many great episodes back then. But I remember watching Conan when I was like 13, 14 years old. He was the funniest fucking guy. There was Jay Leno, Letterman. I never got into Letterman. I never got into Leno. But there was always Conan O'Brien for me. And just the way he talks, just his comedy setups, watching his show for like 20 years. The guy was brilliant. He got a jam job when he went to L.A. He got fucked over with the Tonight Show. Granted, the ratings weren't that great, but still.
Brother, I got you. Say no more.
Yeah.
I have access to endless Simpson ones.
Yeah.
I will fully load up with the Simpsons. That's we're aligned on that one. But so back to football. Our Royal Bears fan, the Dew, says that he's feeling less confident, especially with the schedule and our O&D lines. He said ceiling 11-6, floor 9-8. Now his ceiling and floor is actually pretty respectful. I will say
that's
that
reasonable. That's reasonable.
That's I say for the first time ever, I think I agree with you with that. And you're just rage baiting me with all your other bullshit, which I
that's fine.
respect
Like,
because
they're gonna go
I
5
love
and
that.
12.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's reasonable. That's obviously you don't want you're in a point. Your team's coming off a really good season. A season that did end in a disappointing fashion, but otherwise a legendary, historic season. And you're just we're kind of in the afterglow still. And I think for some Lions fans, there might be a little bit of a reality check if this team doesn't perform quite that well. There's a lot of questions around. You can't discount the schedule. You can't discount some of the. He brought up valid points, and it's just
and you can't triple stamp a double stamp either.
No, you can't. I'm going to say, I pretty much align with him. I'm going to say, I think the ceiling is 12-5. That's what I'll say. I think they'll have a similar season to the one they had a couple years ago. They'll probably have a couple close losses. Maybe they might get their asses beat once or twice. But the floor, I'm going to say, I don't know. I mean, could it be 10 wins? I'll add one game to each of his ceiling and floor. That's how I feel about it. But I think we're going to get. It's still going to be a solid season. And you're laughing right now, so I don't know if there's something on my face or. But
no. I'm getting some sass back. That the sass I'm getting out. Yeah, I dished out some sass, and now I'm getting some sass from our chat.
How dare they? You should be able to deliver sass without fear of consequence. That's ridiculous.
No, I'm getting called out to the. That's what I said a few weeks ago, and you called me a Bears fan. So I'm gonna go back into the chats and see if I called him a Bears fan and he said the ceiling was 11-6 and the floor was 9-8. But I feel like it was something else that would set me off because record predictions usually don't set me off. It's just like I'm very, I will say this, I'm very protective of Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
I am.
Yes.
I'll give it that all day. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Yep.
Ooh, look at this. Hendon Hooker, third career appearance as a Lions quarterback. Third round pick in 2023. That's the craziest thing, dude. This is his third appearance. We haven't seen a lot. Like,
no,
I'm not saying get excited for the Hendon Hooker show, but this isn't time where I think they're just placing him out there and saying, okay, run these 6 scripted plays, come back, and then we'll give it to Kyle Allen. Like I really feel like this is his job to lose right now is the backup. And what that does is that just solidifies Brad Holmes' genius again if Hendon Hooker looks the way I think he's going to look. So we'll see. And I'll tell you what, I do have something on here that I want to play real quick. I just put The Simpsons down and I don't know what this is.
Oh, brother.
That's the best one.
Yes, definitely. Oh, baby. You have to forgive me. I was doing a little bit of Googling, but I can still hear you. Don't worry. I was listening. But
no, it's okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see what Hendon Hooker can bring to the. That's a great football name, Hendon Hooker. What a great name.
It's got a great ring to it.
It's got an amazing ring for it. It's going to be if he shows out, like if he could be a solid piece, like if in a few years. I mean, if he does end up like replacing Goff, I mean those jerseys are going to be a hot commodity. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so I'm calling it right now. Let's say Hendon Hooker wins the second back. He wins the backup job.
Yeah.
And this town gets all excited about Hendon Hooker and the fact that it says Hooker on the back of everyone's jersey.
Yeah.
We're buying Hitch a Hendon Hooker jersey. And
Yes,
so
we
just
are.
because you don't know that, maybe you do know this, he doesn't have a Lions jersey.
Oh, really?
That's what he says. He had, years ago, he had one, and some obscure ones, a Boss Bailey, some other ones.
No shit.
I mean, you see the guy. He just wears the same fabric that is put in front of him. And he looks fabulous, by the way. But
yes,
when I told him, I said, we got to get you a jersey, though, that isn't just like a Hutch or a Brian Branch or a Kirby Joseph. It's got to be some Hitch-style player. Tim Patrick was a mention last year, but Tim Patrick looked too good. So now I got to get him like a backup quarterback or a special teamers or let's think about that. Let's put that in the chat, and let's think about what jersey we're going to buy Hitch this year.
Absolutely, definitely. But well, the game is coming up in a couple minutes. I figured let's do some betting odds. I got some stuff here.
Okay, so you just said the game is coming up in a few minutes, so they got to play this. I have to.
Yep.
And then we fade. Oh,
okay, very good. Now,
just like the pros.
The best fade I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, Vegas odds currently favor the Lions by 1.5 points with money line around minus 135 for Detroit and plus 114 for the Chargers. Over under is set near 32.5 points. Some models show the line shifting 0.5 in favor of Detroit in late betting. Expert predictions vary. Chargers are plus 2.5 per one handicapper. Others still give Detroit the edge. If I had to do a prediction, a score prediction, I'm going to say I think it's going to be a close one. I think the Lions do show out, though. I think there's going to be some questions as far as the Chargers defense goes, but I think it's going to be, I'll say 21-17 Lions. Screw it. Let's just throw that out there.
Okay. I feel like this is going to be a game where the Lions end up losing.
Oh.
I see the Chargers winning, but I see the first half of the game being a very good, respectable film tape for the slab of dudes that we put out there. But I feel like at the end, the Chargers want to win this game more. So I feel like if it comes down to who needs to win this game more, it's going to be the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well,
they don't have anything to prove. I just want to see who. I want to see who wins the individual stat line. That's my
yeah. Well, these teams. I mean, maybe not this game specifically, but both these teams have something to prove. Dan Campbell wants to prove that this team is still solid despite the setbacks, and they want to capitalize on the success they've had the last couple seasons. I mean, Dan Campbell still wants to leave his mark. He doesn't want to be like a flash in the pan. And obviously, with Jim Harbaugh coming back to the NFL, he's got something to prove as well. I think it's going to be exciting. I know Najee Harris is out. He's got an injury. So they're going to be running this Omarion Hampton. And Jim Harbaugh, he loves to run that ball. That's going to give the Lions some trouble, I think. Some of the questions around their defensive core, but I still think Hendon is. I think he's going to show out tonight. I think he's going to be good. I don't know the specific stats. I don't know. Maybe 250, a couple touchdowns and a pick. I don't know, but maybe not even that much because obviously going to give Kyle Allen some play time. We're going to go against Trey Lance as well. So I don't know. I'm all over the place, but.
Well, I know you brought it up, man.
Yeah.
What you're saying is San Diego has fast, explosive weapons.
Yes.
And they're going to be a real good test for our new line, I don't want to say our new defensive line,
coordinator,
our new defensive coordinator and our new scheming. It's going to be a real big test. But it's 2 minutes too, and we've got.
Yep.
The bell has rung. Do you have any final things you want to say before we exit this lovely live we've done?
I said everything I already wanted to say, you fucker. No, I'm kidding. But no, I hope I hope our expectations for the Lions are met this season. I know they can still be a good team. I'm very excited. I'm a little trepidation. I'm a little bit nervous. I always feel a little bit nervous. I'm so used to disappointment with the Lions. I know that what we've seen the last couple of years, but it's just like we're at the make or break point. We basically what we're trying to say. What I was trying to say earlier is we're going to see if this Detroit Lions Super Bowl window is still open, and we're going to see how far this team can really go. And this will be a good litmus test. Seeing how the new coordinators, the new offense. It's going to be a good litmus test for the Lions. It's going to be a good early season test. I'm looking forward to it. I know you all are as well. So that's all I got.
Here's my last opinion. Going to be a fun game. Glad football's back. Thank you, everybody who's joined. Tell all your friends. Tell people that you even don't like. Tell them to log in. We're going to be doing these live streams before all the games, doing our little pregame fun. It's going to have some Hermdo. Hopefully we get Hitch back on. I think right now he is at, for some reason, he loves going to Guantanamo Bay once a year. He's there right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Getting waterboarded.
Well, he's got like a VIP pass at Guantanamo. So there is a comment in here that I heard a rumor that Herbert lost the starting job. That is rage bait. There's no way Justin Herbert lost the starting job. That's why you're a Bears fan. But outside of that, I'll say this.
Doyle rules!
Yes.
So Doyle does rule.
Yes.
All right, guys. The game is about to start. I am going to go upstairs and smash some pizza. And, Hermdo, thanks, brother. Really happy you came on.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace. One pride.
Yes, sir.